Hello, Gorringes are on view, this time for our sale, 20th of November. We're playing What's in the Warehouse. It's raining outside, what's new? So, what is new? How about these rather lovely shelf fittings? These are made by a local Lewes company, Ingalls Hall. Retail, one of those, be about £3,500. Estimate here, 400 to 600, really nicely made. There's one with some painted detail. There's a plain one next to it, lot 110. You could add your own finish, obviously, or paint over them or what have you. So 3 of those in the sale. There's an interesting start. Then, as I drift backwards, what am I seeing? Sabotage in Berlin. French film poster over there, lot 6. Next to it, rather showy long case clock.
Oh, yes.
If you stay there, I'll go around.
Gosh, that's tall.
Let's have a look at this. This is rather impressive, isn't it? Thomas Jarvis of London. It's George III by the looks of things, possibly slightly earlier. And in a walnut case, I would suggest with some unusual embellishment, got a sort of Dutch look to it, that carving. But there we go, rather splendid long case. That looks to be lot 8. In front of it, not a bad table here. I mean, what would sadly be called brown furniture, but it's a good long table, that, with the leaves, lot 43, George III, central drop leaf, 2 DNs. Let's get back to the old days and start having some brown furniture in our lives. So there we go, good opportunity to do so.
You're going to say have some dinner parties.
Well, let's have some dinner parties, that's a good idea too. Lot 42, rather smart piano this. Scheidemeier of Stuttgart. Very nice quality, looks to be in good condition, bit of sun fading as is often the case. That's lot 42. There we go, and it works. There's even another one, it must be a piano sale this week because here's another sort of baby grand. This one is by Cecil Ann & Co, it looks like. Not the easiest of things to sell these, it has to be said. Easier to sell, a collector's chest, lot 53, showing here. Probably once an egg cabinet, but now emptied out and restored. Nice clean condition, always popular. We've got some bits and pieces for the restorers, lot 73. Nice lot of brassware here, all sorts of handles from George III, running through to more recent. Those little bits that if you need one, it's so hard to find, little brass ends of handles, some locks, and then various other bits and pieces here. These look like old antique, practically, window catches. Nice sort of motif on them. Really nice. So yeah, just useful bits and pieces, finials, etc. That was lot 73. I'm looking at some pine furniture over the way. I'm looking at a very jazzy long case clock over there. It's clearly long case week. Banks of Oldham. And look at that dial. It's got moon phase, it's got the ship, it's got exotic birds and shells. It's really going for it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, very sort of William IV Regency sort of feel to it. That's lot 96. And then I'm seeing oak furniture, little foldy, stooly, tabley things like this, lot 60. Joint stools, they don't appear to be old ones, but they've got some age and they've got character and they won't be overly expensive because of that. Little Wellington chest here, lot 22. So all sorts of goodies. Carpets as well, I'm seeing rugs on the floor, so have a look at those. Good opportunity to come and have a look in the warehouse. And now we'll go and have a look and see what's in the main. So here we are in the main sale room and other goodies here, things like black glass desks and stripy painted commodes, lot 1, 2, 3. But what I wanted to show you, a few pictures caught my eye, in particular this one here. It says Jan Venix on the title plaque. That's suggesting it was painted around about 1700. It's not as old as that, it's in the manner of him, but it's got age. It's probably a 19th century work. It's nicely done. Next to it, we've got lot 758 rather. This is by Alexandra Churchill, so contemporary painter. You Google her, you'll find she's still working. But nice sort of, in the 18th century style, naive picture of a sheep. The
happy sheep.
There. Yeah, happy sheep. £200 to £300 is the estimate. And then finally, another thing caught my eye. Look, we've got a really tatty old chair and a tatty old desk here. What are they doing in the cell? We've even got a break in the cell. Well, the reason they're in the cell is because of the plaques upon them. And both say, in rather large, that one certainly looks like a silver plaque. The desk plaque may be silver. It's not hallmarked, but anyway, it says, presented to E.H. Pickersgill, BAMP. So, who was he? Well, I Googled him. I'm sure we all have. Here at Gorringes, we don't miss a trick like that. And there he is, Edward Hare Pickersgill, Liberal Party politician, sat from 1885 to 1911. Spy did a caricature of him. So he was, fairly... The Bethnal Green was his nickname because that's the area he represented. So there we go, his desk and his chair presented to him, given the date of it, possibly upon his retirement, thanking him for his work as an MP. So there we go, I need a bit of care and attention, but if you're into political related furniture or liberal politics, or you're a member of the Pickersgill family, then these are the things for you. And that is lot number 115. Right, what's in the smalls? Okay, interesting lot of smalls. Dan says there's some good English ceramics, there's some good genuine Chinese ceramics, and then we've got other sort of decorative bits and pieces, so that's a good start. But of course it's weapons week, and James has been busy. Over 80 lots, ranging from sort of model cannon through to various ballistic weapons. We've got a collection of early air rifles over there, but perhaps the highlight of the weapons sale are the swords, and running from round about lot 250 through to 260, 270 even, right along here, this whole array. But the real stars of it are the earlier swords. So for instance, we've got 261, there's a nice basket hilt. Quite obviously see why. And there's a number of these 17th century swords in the sale. 260 looks interesting, doesn't it? Look, pierced blade here, ornate pierced blade, pierced hilt. That's lot 260. We'll have far more details on the website. Then some silver hilted examples. More for show than go, but still got a fairly working blade there. And with the old Wallace and Wallace 210 High Street labels on them from many years ago. But today that's lot 258. So really lovely lot of swords there to have a look at. Right next to a really lovely lot of wine, but perhaps don't combine the two, swords and booze and swords.
No.
So otherwise, wandering round, let's have a look round here and see. There's a number of white friars pieces, such as this drunken bricklayer glass vase, lot 392. As Dan, there's 18th century porcelain. So little run of tea bowls here. That's Liverpool.
Is it?
It says so inside. Okay. Along with two others in the lot 390. These used to be so hotly contested, particularly the sort of Worcester examples. And these days, it's become a bit more academic, and often it's actually the more provincial factories, such as Liverpool and what have you, that have become more desirable and sort of scarcer, and reattributions have happened and that sort of thing. So. Yes, 18th century porcelain. Round the back of the cabinet, the usual array of silver. I'm seeing a nice mixture without anything that I can always pick on something and tell you about it. But let's have a rummage in some boxes and see what comes out if you squeeze in here. So that wasn't the most exciting of choices, but a very stylish pickle fork there. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm putting it in the wrong place. There we go. We'll move that out of the way. And carry on round, see what's behind here. Again, further selection of pistols. There's a sort of pepper box example that's seen quite active use. A pair of pocket or muff pistols there, lot 296, etc. So other good pistols. Then also from the same section, we've got mixed lots of cap badges. And again, hugely collectible. Lots of repros about, so quite a sort of specialist area. There's a machine gun core, amongst others. So a number of lots of those cap badges. A few medals as well, other things, powder horns. So yeah, interesting lot. Have a quick scan behind you at what's on the shelves, just to...
Is there any particular arty pictures that you would like to point out?
Pictures in the sale. There's I think we're about 50 lots of decorative works. It's very much a case of have a browse through.
Okay.
I'm not aware of anything sort of individually noteworthy that I can sort of pick out and say, ooh, this is that. I think it's just more of sort of casting an eye over and seeing what suits your eye. Good. So there we are. Nice mixture there. Jewellery?
Yes, please.
So in the jewellery, yes, we are in the jewellery. There's a good mixture of brooches and rings and things, but let's try and pick out something that's not the same thing that I waffle on about every week. I do quite regularly waffle on about Scottish Scottish pebble jewellery, and I'm going to do it again though. Haha, lot 922. There's a, oh dear, it needs a little bit of attention, but it's rather lovely. Oh, it's literally coming apart in my hand, but there is a Scottish hardstone necklace. There we are. That'll all go back together. None of these look to be actually broken. It's just the gluing and the silver mounts that have come apart. But that's lot 922. Then of a similar ilk, there's 941. Nice big Scottish. Those are pastes and silver brooch. Not marked on the back. Oh yes, it is. It's got some hallmarks, so we'll have a date on that. And there's an even bigger one, 946. There's a big whopper. Fully marked up at the back, all the hallmarks on it, which is quite nice.
Beautiful.
And with it you get one of these sort of marriage type brooches, a sort of Celtic style pin, a very modest claymore brooch, and a more modern stylish one. So there we go, 946. That's your Scottish jewellery. Cufflinks we saw.
We did.
We did. 909. There we are. Look at those. Aren't they pretty? So that's enamel with mother of
I
pearl.
think they're so pretty.
Yeah, a seed pearl in the middle. They are pretty, aren't they? They've got a little mark on the back, probably saying 9 or 15 carat.
Women
Were
wear
they?
cufflinks as well.
Well, there we go.
So nice for...
Probably converted from dress buttons, to be fair. And this one has come away. Needs a little solder. Anyway, that's 909. More cufflinks. Lot 910. Let's see what you get. Wow, they're exotic, aren't they? Those are stamped 900. Foreign white metal of a silvery nature.
They are.
But they're pretty showy, aren't they? Well, I think given the quality of the metal, I suspect they're not a real stone as such. These are fully English hallmark silver. Like strong colours, aren't they?
Colours, yeah.
Then you get a pair that are stamped. These are some sort of base metal, I think, but look at the nice enamelling upon them.
Very nice.
And finally, another pair of
What used to be buttons.
perhaps buttons, or there may have been a set where you've got the buttons as well as the cufflinks.
Okay.
In mother of pearl, but again, base metal.
Gosh,
So
that's a
lot
lovely lot,
910.
isn't it?
Nice little lot.
Yeah.
4 presents for Christmas, or
Yes.
one person gets a lot.
Yep.
Over here, here's a box, 908.
That's an opal.
That is an opal. Yes, pretty, isn't it? Opal pendant necklace.
Beautiful. Now, is that a black opal?
No, our black opal is black, I do believe.
Oh, really?
So I think
thought that they were still lighter colour.
yeah, I think they're much darker, but you still see the flickering and the flame in them,
okay.
but they are darker than that. Stourbridge retailer, perhaps started life together. Looks like it might well have done. Lot 908. Something else we don't talk about a lot, it's sort of the elephant in the room almost, are pearls. Lot 916 here. We've got these pimenta pearls. So there's a long string there of, shall I move them around like that?
Yes,
of cultured pearls.
Yep.
So what do we know about pearls? Well, we assume that all pearls are cultured unless we have good evidence otherwise. A cultured pearl is man-made. You get a little plastic bead and you put it in, lob it inside an oyster, and in time a perfect sphere will accrete and grow upon it. A natural pearl, a bit of grit or sand finds its way into the oyster, and slowly a pearl grows, often therefore irregular in shape because it's growing over an uneven bit of sand, but on a lucky day it grows near perfectly spherical, and then you've got a nice natural pearl. And again, because it's natural, it's more likely just to be randomly in the wild. You're not going to farm them in the same way. So natural pearls, much rarer, much harder to get hold of. The size, obviously it's a number of years it takes to build up. You can't start with a biggish bead. You start with a little speck and it grows. So natural pearls were the big deal for hundreds of years, if not thousands, and then round about turn of the century, around about 1900-ish from memory, the ability to make cultured pearls is discovered, and suddenly the natural pearl market goes down the Swanee, pearls remain very desirable because I guess becoming cultured means they're much more available to more people. So right through to the 50s, that old twin set of pearls thing that some of us will know about, goes on. And it's only in the past 20 years or so that we've seen a real depression in demand, and prices have fallen accordingly. Past 10 years, we've seen natural pearls really come up and go through the roof. And the way they tell is to x-ray them. And you can see what's inside. You can see if it's a perfect sphere, then it's cultured. If it's a irregular shape, then it's not. That's basically it. And I have known people taken to the vet, friendly vets done them and things like that. But normally one has to get a pearl report, a bit like GIA. One goes and gets a pearl report on the size of them and everything else and luster. So that's pearls in a nutshell, or in an oyster shell for you.
Very good.
These ones come in the original box, and this is why it caught my eye. I thought I'd waffle on to you about these. Inside we've got a Grande Rivera Pimenta. And in Lisbon, Portugal, I can translate that, and it says one collar de perolas, de cultura, which I think we can say means cultured pearls, 100 of them. And then a catch, a feccio de euro of gold, and pearl, and green agate. There we go. 6,800 escudos, with some tax by the look. 1960, good God, nearly my birthday.
Oh, yes.
1968. And stamped, etc. So there we go, rather lovely, bit of history to them. Nice long string. They've got a sort of pinkish hint to them. There's your agate set clasp. So make of them what you will, keep an eye on them. Sooner or later pearls will come back in fashion. Everyone says things go round and round. Last but not least, nice little pocket watch there, gold pocket watch, early 19th century, sorry, lot 906. Cylinder movement, nicely engraved back, just a nice thing. There we go. So as always, a mixture of wonders for you to come and see at Gorringes. Thank you for watching the videos. One lady in particular messaged in.
Lovely Diane.
Lovely Diane, thank you for your comments. We do appreciate them.
We also want to thank her for all of the beautiful things she's put into our Lux sale.
Yes, we do. Lux is coming up.
Deadline 22nd of November, absolute latest.
Yes, 22nd November, that's deadline for Lux sale and the fine sale. So, and that is the very latest. So sooner please if possible. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you at the sale.